This is Jupiter Exile, and we are going live for Elden Ring. Let's take a moment to let a couple folks know. Today, we'll be fighting Malenia. Let's get the stream pulled up so I can watch and critique my deaths. Pull it over. Okay. My channel. All right, here we go. Let's get to it. Here we go. Oh, I gotta mute that. Yeah, all right. Oh, also, how are my messages doing? Ah, cool. Looks like people are appreciating some of these things. Yeah. All right. Do I have an echo going on? Sounds weird. Like something's okay. Is that? I think that's where it should be. Okay. Yeah, it went away. Whatever it was. Let's do this. I wound up too tired to play on Sunday. Right, back to this. So I've been watching some other play and other examples of fights against Malenia, but in those cases, they're using a spear, so it's very difficult for me to mimic the way they're fighting. And the specific one they're using was the Commander's Standard, which, I think, which I don't think I have. Or is that a halberd? Oh, it was a halberd. Yeah. Requires 24 strength, so I could theoretically upgrade this and try that out. And it upgrades with Sombers. As much as I don't quite enjoy strictly copying somebody else's strategy, I could actually just 100% that weapon and give that a shot. I might try that soonish. Been doing this long enough, we can mix it up. Though it pains me to think that I'll have to reevaluate how to address some of her openings. But if the end result is that it's easier, that's absolutely what I should do. I forgot to drink my buff pot. There we go. Phase 2. Rock Blossom. Okay. Didn't read that correctly. I was managing a few other things better, but honestly, I think the damage I'm getting in phase 2 with this strategy is very limited and kind of frustrating. Got a Newman's rune. Let's try the other strat. So the strength I'll need with 2 hands on the weapon, it's fine. I can just change Fire Scorpion out to... where is it? Out to Star Scourge, and I shouldn't need any further changes to equip the weapon. They were using a low health strat with, what's it called? With the red Tearstone equivalent, the Feather Branch Sword. Yeah, that's fine. The only question on that is how to actually get my health down. So I didn't run out and grab Seppuku at any point in time. To take it all the way. So I wonder if I should run this down, because I could theoretically be changing this out for the red feathered branch sword. This should be a solid set here. So where is the weapon with that? Okay. It's a frozen lake east of the freezing lake site of grace, dropped by an invisible scarab. And it's buffed the scales with arcane, which is pretty gross. Location we need to grab that is out over here-ish. East of this. We still have a dragon in this vicinity that we'll have to maybe look out for. Let's try and not get killed while we're looking around for this. I was out of Rime Crystal Buds either way, so... Okay, so an invisible scarab. Maybe it's in that little island area. This is an area that I very much skimmed. I think I'm hearing something of an effect. Lots of jellyfish around here. It's like I probably already grabbed an item from here. What extent have I been around here? Oh, and how much damage are we doing with this right now? It's a pretty good amount. Yeah. Maybe I should just try fighting Borealis. It's gonna kill me. The buff's a little time-consuming. It's going to be a lot easier to scout this area if I take him out. Let's see. As a dragon, I know he's most vulnerable to piercing. Let me actually try going after him with the anchor. Yeah. Some constructs over there and some other things. I tried a couple of times to kill this dragon, but I got frustrated and went away. Now, I didn't have a maxed out weapon at that point. Where are you? Oh, his roar causes frostbite. I did not know that. And for now, let me change this back. Oh, I hear the beetle. Okay, this is actually... Okay. It's around here, it's around here. I want a faster weapon. We could probably just use actually this halberd. Too late. Now, the other item that is very commonly used that I don't have that could give me a big power-up is the Lord of Blood's Exaltation. Gotcha. And... I haven't picked that up. I was looking for that before. Come on, come on. Open up the page. I think I wound up accidentally, like, skipping over him when I was exploring a certain area. Just in front of the Langdale Catacombs site of Grace. Entrance has to be unlocked. I wonder if I can actually still access this. I might be locked off because I think I might have progressed too far in the game. I mean, possibly. Well, the underground roadside is still accessible. And I think it's connected to that. Access through subterranean shunning grounds. Even after it becomes the capital of Ash, the sewers are not affected. You can still fight him. Okay. Yeah. So I found Moog the Omen down here, but I didn't find the catacombs, I suppose? I also didn't find Moog's shackle when I was going through here, but who needs that crap? Some imps, you walk to the pipes. There's a lever, opens a gate to the previous area. I remember opening that. back to the pipe room. It's a big pipe. Jump below. Okay. So, I don't remember if this is related to the underground road side of Forsaken Depths. I'm going to try going off the Forsaken Depths. Yeah, there are 2 locations for Moog. There is, one location's like Lesser Moog, and then you fight real Moog over in his Palace of Blood. Let's see. Because there's one fight with him that is like a phantom version, similar to there being 2 fights for, Margit. One of the fights is over down here, like deep in the sewers, and I already beat this. The handy-dandy thing about it is that this fight that's over in the sewers is just Moog's first phase for a full health bar. So you can learn a lot about Moog's first phase by going down and doing this without having to worry about extra nonsense. Plus, it's like plot-linked stuff. There's a lot of Omen-type enemies down in these sewers. It appears as though Moog was originally kind of imprisoned down here, or had a following. It's something like that. Alright, I think working back from this might be the easiest way for me to find what I'm looking. Oh. Probably should have grabbed that. Excuse me, guys. That's handy. A lot of unpleasant sewery stuff around here, naturally. Try to remember how to navigate all... Oh, you're not dead. A little odd. Oh, hey. I haven't gotten their headband before. Hey, you wanna... Okay, cool. There's a lot of basilisks and junk around here. Okay, so even fully upgraded, it still takes quite a few hits to finish things off. Let's see. Oh, this is the bit with the nasty plants. I think I might have been down there. Is this the way to the Dung Eater, or I have gotten turned around? Let's see. It's a lot of basilisks. We're just going to keep moving. Oh, whoops. I got spooked. Yeah, they appear to be 2 very different subjects. The Albinorics are an artificial people, whereas the Omen appear to be a sort of curse that individuals are born with. I think that the Omens and their origin is somewhat related to Godric and the Godfrey, rather, and the Crucible Knights. I think that there was some kind of defect or problem within Godric, and people started being born with this curse. Not Godric, Godfrey. It all comes down to Morgott and Moog, or rather, Morgott and Moog are perhaps the central examples of this, but I don't think it's limited to their bloodline. But they two are brothers who each bear the Omen curse. I believe they were both born of the Elden Lord Godfrey, and their cursed birth was his shame, and is the reason why he ceased to be Elden Lord and became instead the first Tarnished. What if I go up this way instead? Does this just lead to the Dung Eater? Okay, I think I was coming down through here. Alright, I think this is a way down, but this is not the way I need to be going right now. I think I need to be heading up this way, just to backtrack it. We can't actually get back up. Okay. So I think I fell down to here in the course of exploring the place, so I think we need to be connected to the underground roadside instead. The Albinorics, on the other hand, I don't remember who made them in the lore, but it seems we have 2 generations of Albinorics. We are told explicitly that they are an artificial people. I think... I'm trying to remember which of these gates I need to be going back through. I think it's this one over here on the right. There's also something up there I haven't gotten. I'm gonna have to fight you for it. Are you gonna get in my way? Can I just... Yeah, you're gonna get in my way. Yeah. I don't have my walking around gear, so very, very one-shottable. I might want to go back to a walking around set so I don't get murdered by whatever. Let's adjust. Need to update the text on my stream because I'm not actually fighting Malenia. Okay, there we go. Now it's accurate. So I'm going to switch this to our big boy weapon. And take this off because we're not going to use it. Change this back out for the Ritual Shield. And this guy is going to be... For this area, probably Dragon Crest. It's fine. And we just want to wear some kind of shirt. It looks pretty cool. Oh no, it's a little extra. I don't like garb that looks too overstated. How does the Bloodhound Knight stuff look? Do I have more pieces that are Bloodhound Knight related? It looks pretty neat. All right. Little bit of a Bloodborne-y type of look. And we switch this back out with our flask. Oh, not quite. Okay. I forgot I had Barbaric Roar on this. I thought I had it as Royal Knight's Resolve. And Barbaric Roar is a little difficult to use at RL1. I'll change this back around. There we go. Oh, he got me. These guys are tough. And I don't remember everything they do. quite dodge out in time there. Ah, getting stuck. Did I just run past this guy? I need to explore this area, so... Let me see, is it just through here that I'm trying to get to? Might be. Okay, I see we're over here, so I opened this before. Got it, got it, got it. Okay. So I could try coming through here. Oh. Get out of my way. Huh. So there was an item there, and then a gate, and then... Is that the one that was talking about when I was looking at that other description? How to navigate this? Okay, let's see. Go back to the pipe room. There's a big pipe that is lower. Okay. So it seems like... Stop it! Seems like my goal is something over here, and then, like, a lower drop. Oh. Whiffed. No good. But I can see where I think I see where I'm trying to drop. I think I'm trying to get down into that room there. I think when I was actually going through here before, I was probably just using the regular battle axe. Let me just do that for a while. Death breath. Ugh. Okay. So if we come over here, and then we jump onto this, and we take this a little ways down, we safely fall I think we can safely fall the rest of this distance. Yes. It's not comfortable. And we've got some giant lobsters. And some gross stuff. Okay, so this is a bit I haven't been to before. There's another giant lobster in there. Oh. Ignore me! You're not gonna ignore me. Hey there, let me just get on by ya. Serpentine. Ouch, they still got me. Alright, so I got Moog's Shackle. That there is the hole in the wall that I'm trying to get to. There's a catacomb through there. Yeah. Talk about hidden dungeons in this friggin' game. Hidden dungeons, hidden items. If you're ever stuck, just keep exploring. Just absolutely keep exploring. I thought he was going to breathe fire again. He did 2 fake outs on me. I'm getting got a little bit. Alright, here we go. It's down onto this. Down onto this. Thank you, folks, for your messages. You the real heroes. Okay. We're not going to take the time to grab more items because we're just trying to get... We just need to get through that door. There's also a beetle down here, I guess. I could maybe try to learn how to fight a giant crustacean, or three. I don't know how many of them there actually are down here. There we go. He's doing a double stab with his right hand, with his right claw, which is just a pierce claw by the looks of it. That is really depressing that I couldn't get that beetle with 2 attacks. Ay, ay, ay. As for the lobster, if he hits you, just don't roll immediately, is my take. I can tell that's what I'm doing wrong. All right. There we go. Every enemy has its key item. Unkind. All right, well, we made it. That's enough out of you. Hidden path required ahead, and then secret passage required ahead. Is that so? That's a heck of a lot of stuff. Well then. Ah. Excuse me, all you guys. Is there a grace in here? Is more like, is there not a grace in here? That seems crazy. Excuse me. Oh, I see. Thank you very much for not attacking me while that opens. Just real quick. Show you my gratitude. Oh, whoops. Wrong button. That's fine. I forgot where those were arranged. Whoa! Oh my goodness, that gives us back... Okay, that's kind of cool. So we have a shortcut. And these guys get back up. All right, all right. Okay, so this is a secret dungeon. And then in this secret dungeon, it seems like we have to go through 2 illusory walls. And I'm still missing something, for sure. Do I need to roll off the ladder, like, halfway down? Seek hidden path, and then seek slug. Okay, yeah. Are these walls fake, or... I don't see any ladders. Be wary of right. Yeah, because you're going to come right out there and get smacked. So to speak, ambush. Okay, but where am I going from here? Ay, ay, ay. This place is so twisted. Shackle. Hole in the wall. It says there's a site of grace on the right path. Okay, so I think I missed something at the base of the elevator. Hmm. Yep. Man, that is easy to miss. Uh... Okay, let's clear a dungeon. Don't bend over to grab that. Somebody's, like, trying to creep up on you. I promise. Okay, got a fire pillar thing. Looks like we mostly got the little zombie guys around here. And there are these statues. Not sure who those are statues of. Might have to actually fight this guy. Hmm. Ah, he got me. These Omen guys have this really obnoxious mix of a ton of different delayed patterns with, like, lunges and sweeps and stiff. Having not fought them for a while, it's tricky to remember everything they can do. So they're pretty complex for, like, a Dark Souls bruiser enemy. There's got to be some other way to get back over to that room on the upper floor. It's distinctly possible that there's something further forward there. That's what I want to check on next. It wouldn't let me move because of the bench, and I tried to roll a couple of times, and it just didn't take it. It seems like I accidentally crouched at one point, too. It's an annoying spot to go back to. And I don't know what I get for killing that guy. Maybe something nice. Isolated enemies often have cool drops. Okay. I guess that leaves a lingering floor that does a ton of damage. Neat. Okay. Just taking a quick look around the room to see if there was a more obvious way to get to the second story of that. You know what? I think I'm just going to leave that down for now and keep exploring in this direction. So we had the Shard Bearer up here. Oh, not the Shard Bearer. The Omenborn up here. Got a dodge buffered from last week. Alright, let's try running past him. These guys are fairly good at keeping up. That's part of what's so strange about fighting them, is that they have... They look a lot like a bruiser, but then they have like a quick kick in front of them that has a ton of stun. It's pretty dangerous. And then they have like a quick side hop maneuver as well. So they have just a couple things in them that are very non-bruiser behavior. Okay, so this is that area up here. Not something incredible ahead. Alright. So I guess this area gets us a whole lot of nothing. I don't know where that omen went. Part of me feels like one of these would slide away or disappear if attacked. Okay, so I guess I need to be going up over here to continue. Out of the range of that guy. So, is there actually anything worthwhile in his room, or is this just a stopgap? Like, I think this is one of those setups where I need to kill this guy to unlock the door. Several catacombs work that way. Yeah, okay. Hmm. There we go. Just had to not see for most of the fight, and then it was okay. What do we have here? He didn't open the door. We got the Crucible Scale Talisman. I don't even know what this is. Where's it hanging out? There we go. Reduces damage taken from critical hits. That's very useless for us on RL1. But let's see. A vestige of the crucible of primordial life, born partially of devolution. It was considered a signifier of the divine in ancient times, but is now increasingly disdained as an impurity as civilization has advanced. I think this is related to the Omen. I think the Crucible and the Omen Horn are, I think, perhaps two symptoms of the same kind of phenomenon. Okay, but this did not lead me to anything in terms of, progress. So, I just dead end this place? Like, what's up? This is the other guy. I hit the wrong button again. Whatever, pots are cheap. So then there was this room. I thought this room was the upstairs from the other room, but maybe it's not. Maybe I need to jump down. And I'm gonna find something. But, like, it looks a heck of a lot like it's just a loop. Yeah, it's just a loop. I'm probably overlooking a switch in a room somewhere. It's super basic. There is a switch here. Just pull the lever. Oh. Something just minimized my game. Okay, there we go. Hey there. Okay, so we had this room. No levers here. And then we would turn this way. I didn't see a lever here. Wait. Is that Great Bloodwort been there the whole time? What the? Is it actually a different thing? This is confusing. This is a confusing layout, man. What? Okay, what is pulling my game down? Come on, computer. I think it's a program that either locked up or was trying to update. Okay, so this time there is no grave glovewort there. What the heck happened? This message is different as well. And it's saying time for behind as if I need to do something over here. Is this omen standing over a dead omen as he's mourning him? I'm just gonna run through and jump down again. Okay, so this is definitely a different spot because there's no other way forward here. Right? What is this catacomb, man? And this one doesn't have fire at the end? Okay. So this dungeon is just like a cruel loop of repeating very similar hallways, stacked very strangely on top of one another. Somewhere around here's got to be a lever. Either that or somewhere there's like a secret wall or something. Be wary of madness, therefore try sadness. Okay, yeah. So probably don't jump there. Yeah, watch out for this, guys. What those messages are saying. I don't see a way to get up there. Is there a point to killing you when I've already killed, like, 2 or 3 other guys to no avail? The game just, like, cleverly decided it would not give me the backstab there. Oh, man. I'm not gonna run around here anymore. I know the Lord of Blood's exaltation is somewhere around here, and it would be helpful, but we're just not gonna bother with that part of the strat. So let's get back to planning for what I was trying to plan for earlier. Wrong weapon. We want to be using... So we're looking at using the Commander's Standard, and we're going with a low equipment load strategy. We can probably just equip it by virtue of what we're carrying. So I need to put the Seppuku Ash of War onto whatever weapon I want. I don't think it matters, because it's only there to it's only there for the purpose of lowering our health in this case. Okay, so it has to be at least like a longsword. Yeah, there we go. Sure. Seppuku, Stained Blade with Blood, increase attack power and improves ability to inflict blood loss, which is whatever. We're only using that for the sake of lowering our health. So it can be whatever. Gonna remove armor again because the strat we're going for is gonna be Blue Dancer Charm, Red Feather Branch Sword, and I think the most effective thing would be to replace the Star Scourge Heirloom with the Lord of Blood's Exaltation, or something like that. But we don't have that, so we're not going to worry about it. We have Kindred of Rot's Exaltation. It's a lot harder to trigger, because we would have to use something that poisons ourselves and then use a curative immediately afterwards in order to use that. Yeah, I can't think of anything else I would be using for this. And then we change out the... I think we change out the Wondrous Physic. I think what we want to do is actually Strength Knot and Dex Knot at the same time, because the scaling on the standard still has a descaling for Dex, so we're getting something out of that. I think I've got everything in place to try out with this stuff. Oh, there's one more thing I need. I'm gonna go get more freeze pots and put those back on the hotbar. Oops, wrong button. So the thought here is the range will help us out with some new openings. We still have to be very, very wary of Waterfowl Dance, of course. And in addition to this weapon being having a pretty good range, it gives a buff when we use the weapon art. It gives us about a 20% attack boost. and that buff stacks with a lot of other things, and we have a couple chances to use it during the fight. It's theoretically a pretty good weapon. There are some other weapons that have been recommended by various folks on like some RL1 resources that I have not tried out yet. I think that's about all of these I'm going to find here, so... over to the roots. Switch that off for freezing pots. And let's try getting acclimated to this. So, before we do the fight, we want to stand out here. And we're going to use seppuku until our health is low enough. I wish there was a faster way of doing this. One more. Is it seriously not triggered yet? I've got it equipped, right? There we go. This is a whole bunch of buffs. Let's see how much damage we do per attack. Because honestly, standing out there and using seppuku a dozen times is really obnoxious. There are also, like, two ways of trying this. I can either do a seppuku strat where I'm just using it to activate the branch swords, or I can use, like, dual-wielding seppuku with a rallying standard buff. It's like, how annoying do I want to be with myself? I can actually just use this in the offhand, I think. I give myself very few actual attempts before I get bored of doing this and go back to the full health strat. There we go. And then I can do the fight. Yeah. Stood too close. That is a lot of work. to get up to, like, minimally better damage. I'm gonna try something else. Let me see. So, what if I'm doing this here, and then double curved swords? I've only got seppuku on one of them right now, but I could duplicate the ash. So, real quick. Round table hold ash duplication on seppuku, and then put it on both of these curved swords. This is like a huge strategy in like online PvP and junk and whatever. I certainly recognize that it's a powerful option that I have not been using because it seems like it might be a little boring. I'm gonna find out. The thought here is we put the seppuku buff on both weapons, apply Rallying Cry, then run in and fight her. And we may or may not hold on to the Rallying Cry part. We might just be using the seppuku parts. I think the Red Feathered Branch Sword I am going to change out in that case. I don't know if the Shard of Alexander affects the buffs or not, but whatever. I'll try it out. So with this, we hold the left sword in two hands, seppuku to get the buff on the left sword. We do the Rallying Standard. If we don't qualify to equip it, it won't let us do the buff. So it's Rallying Standard in both hands. Use the effect for the buff. Switch out to that. Do that. I actually lost the offhand effect. I hit the wrong button there. I didn't mean to walk through the door, but... Am I actually not able to get the buff on both? No, there we go. I have the buff on both weapons. Okay. Okay, so the damage dealt to Malenia by the bleed procs is actually unbelievably crazy. So that's the point of going to all the trouble. Let's try and figure out how to go through all the trouble faster. So we start off, 2 hands on Rallying Standard. Rallying Standard buff. Put it away. 2 hands on the left-handed weapon. Seppuku. Back to dual wielding. Seppuku. Drink. Let's fight. I think during the fight itself, for the sake of my sanity, I'm only going to reapply it on the main weapon. Messed up. Okay. I think I learned how to do all that junk faster, though. Standard. Seppuku. Seppuku. Drink. Go fight. I attacked too many times, was getting overzealous. Okay. That's just about weapon handling. Okay. I think I've got the hanging of doing all of that juggling, at least in a basic sense. I need to get accustomed to the fact that the bleed proc can interrupt her actions. I didn't have to deal with that before. Whoops. That's not right. I might want to try using the item that makes buffs last longer, but I think that might be for spells specifically. Okay. I need to... my opportunities from neutral are a little bit more confusing now. Because I'm not going for those, like, singular attacks as much. And if, whenever possible, I want to try and land a leaping attack, because it hits more. Gets in more actual strikes. Let's see. I could also possibly switch out the Star Scourge Heirloom. I'm also just assuming that the Shard of Alexander works with this. I think it maybe doesn't. Should be, you know, egg on my face. Whew. Okay. That was too many attacks to try to take. There are a lot of openings that are similar, but a couple that are a little different. It's possible that I might want to go back to the old strat just for, like, stability, because I understand it a bit better. I don't know. I'm pivoting around on a few different things. I think this strat attempt would be better with Lord of Blood's Exaltation. Oh yeah, this puts a really, really crazily good buff on my swords. You can see how much damage I dealt to her. Dang it. You got me. So if this works out, it is a much faster phase 1, which is intriguing. And a faster phase 1, I'm hoping, also means a faster phase 2. That'd be cool. I shouldn't rule out the strat where we just use the rallying standard the whole time as well. Yeah, so the seppuku skill increases the damage and bleed we inflict with each blade. So we have that skill equipped to both weapons right now. So before we're going into the fight, we're just applying that. And this allows us to get bleed procs very, very quickly. I don't like her being up on that wall. I didn't manage to figure out what she was doing correctly. Something I've heard about this boss, which made me very, very displeased, is apparently her dash away mechanic is tied to you being locked onto her, and if you're not locked onto her, she won't actually dash away the way she's doing. I was pretty unhappy to hear that. Because I absolutely do not want to be adjusting my playstyle to be locking and unlocking constantly during the fight. But it sounds like it would help if it made her stick around. It's certainly troublesome that she loves to, you know, leave sometimes. I rolled directly into her. That is not allowed. So if I can get the timing just right on the jumping attack, I get 4 hits instead of 1. Well, 4 hits instead of 2, because it's a double slash with this weapon set. I've not been able to get the timing right. I think I have to be doing the jump attack a lot later, like as I'm jumping into her to do the jump attack. It's nice that I was able to grab another ritual pot while I was down in there, running around that sewer. Yeah, I have to wait late. But if I do press it late and she dashes out of the way, it won't be safe. If I press it earlier, it's safe even if she does a sidestep. Tricky, tricky. It's interesting how much more pressure I can put on with the extra interrupts from the bleed procs. I can't really count on that, though. One unfortunate thing about this strat is she actually is gaining bleed resist during the fight. All bosses become more resistant with successive procs of any particular status effect. Is it that I can't do that in neutral, or was it the wrong timing? I think I'm actually not allowed to do that in neutral, technically speaking. And she got me this time because she chose the fast reply. Oh, was that early? It was also the wrong dodge. I should be dodging back in response to that attack. You know, I think I also forgot to drink my physic. Not sure how many times in a row I've forgotten that. There we go. That prep isn't too long. Okay, I can use the jump-in punish on her longer openings. I got fewer hits out of that because she, like, left. Okay, my buffs are gone now. So that takes me back down to an ordinary amount of bleed. That's the part about the strat that I'm not enamored with. Is just the slightest bit of delay in terms of how many times we're hitting her is going to prevent us from really taking advantage of seppuku. We do a lot of damage to her really quickly, though. It's just not consistent throughout the fight. Because... So, theoretically, we can try to reapply these seppukus at the start of Phase 2. And that's, like, part of the thinking of the strat, I think. I stepped forward. A bit too much there. All right, I'm gonna go back to what I was doing before, just for familiarity's sake. I can keep using the Shard of Alexander. Yeah, all the rest of this is fine. And I changed the Wondrous Physic back to the Flame Shrouding. Let's get back to it. Less of all that fancy junk. Let's just focus on the fight again. So, spent a while, and I'm back where I was. Okay, yeah, I can't take an attack after that kick if I dodge the kick. I have to outspace the kick if I want to hit. I'm regressing, I'm forgetting things. It's probably more apt to say I'm getting lazy. I'm responding to certain things in a lazy way. And I actually had this as the... right, there were two differences I had. I had the Fire Scorpion Charm. And this, I think, should be Ritual Sword Talisman. There we go. That's the way it's supposed to be set up. I can't use Ritual Sword while I'm using a Seppuku strat. This requires me to be at full health. I could be using Red Feather Branch Sword, which is a bigger damage boost, but it's more annoying to set up at the start of the fight. Take the crit, which I think is suboptimal, but whatever. Dang it. Responded wrong. I got a little tossed around. I made a mistake on her uppercut slash, because I didn't recognize what she was doing. She doesn't usually do it from that far away. I was like a little confused. I just played it out wrong. Ooh, that barely tapped her. And I really needed that to hit. Dang it. Wrong dodge. I don't play for one weekend, and I can't get to the second phase anymore. I got to the second phase once early tonight. Like, one of the first couple fights I did, I got there. And I had to go and confuse myself. You know what? I know what it is. There we go. Remove the lucky pants. High probability the pants were cursed and they were in our way. They're only holding us back. Get down. Ah! I hate it when she decides to do that. I do not like having Malenia just tough out my attacks. It's very difficult to dodge her if she just stays neutral. Here we go. Okay, I couldn't get my attack out fast enough there. Is my stamina low? Might have been. I wonder if I tried bleed straight swords, because I think with the bleed setup on the other weapons, I was not having a great time with the difference in the attack pattern, but I could also just use it here. I don't know. I dodged too early. A big part of the reason why I'm using fire is the Fire Scorpion Charm and the Mixed Physics Cracked Fire tier thingamajig. There's not an equivalent for a bleed setup. Bleeding does a lot of damage to her. Could I try a setup that does, like, bleeding and fire? What's the weapon I would want for that? Is that like a fire claws idea? Because I could take the scavenger's blood curved sword has bleed regardless of its affinity, and the only other weapon that does that is claws. But then I'd have to be at claw range, and that's a no-go. The range on the weapons is paramount here. I think there is a straight sword that's a very rare drop that has inherent bleed, and I'm not about to go out and farm and upgrade 2 of those. Calm down. Take a chill pill. Pull that live at 1 nonsense with me. Here we go. I dodged backwards. Why'd I do that? How do I sit there and like manage that attack correctly for the entire first phase, and then second phase starts and I get whooped by it almost immediately? Yeah. Hmm. That's happened before. My man's neglected to put his weapons away. So we got chained into a third attack there. I step forward again. Something in my brain is telling me to do that to bait out one of her attacks. But if I actually take 2 steps forward, I'm very likely to be killed by the startup slash on her like double slashing slam thingamajig. Because that attack is the fastest attack in her kit. It's absolutely ridiculous. Just stick around a little longer. There we go. I hit the wrong button. There we go. I don't know why I hit the back button on the controller to drink a potion. That's not where the potion button is. Right, I can only do 1 attack. Ah! Anything you interrupt in phase 2 turns into the kick. You can only, so I can't do 2 attacks. It's always, always one attack for the interruptions in phase 2. Whew. Barely out of range. I could have attacked there. Does this get me to phase 2? No, not quite. Then we had to use a second bomb. It's not comfortable. This would be a good time to use a buff, if I had one. Okay, that's right, that's right. She runs at me faster in phase 2, so I can't backstep, I can't walk backwards out of the kick. Most of the time, because she comes up a lot closer before she actually does it. As opposed to the phase 1 kick, where you can strafe backwards. Mistake. The opening I actually have to learn how to exploit in phase 2 is her her Scarlet Slam that does like the plume thing. It's very tricky. You have to dodge it at the last moment, because it has very, very persistent tracking, and you really need to get behind her after she uses it to punish. No. So that's the plume. Okay. My mistake. Do I need to be unlocked for the second phase so I can tell what she's doing when she jumps? Because I think my camera being pulled up when I'm in close range is not helpful. That's a really difficult adaptation. Tricky. No. Ah! Yeah, the startup for that move, it just happens immediately. Yeah, she does have a particular habit of using the forward slam just after doing a kick. So if I'm not able to hit her immediately after using a kick, I'm supposed to take a bit more distance than that. I needed her to stop move. She's just darting around a lot. I needed her to stop doing that. I think I really do need to be moving towards a less locked on strat. If not locking onto her actually prevents her from jumping around so much, that would be hugely beneficial. What do I actually do about that? Yeah, like, come on. Yeah. Hmm. Really tricky positioning. Yeah, she's pretty free to exhibit all manner of horrible behaviors with a positioning like that. No, I actually need to check and see if the banner is 20% all damage or 20% physical. Because if it's all, I can use that. Oh, that's... it's the stab again! I keep responding to the stab as though it's waterfowl dance. Or the slam. She uses the slam all the time, but I'm really worried about waterfowl dance. And from close up, it's really hard to tell. So, let me see. I do qualify to equip this sucker. Does it even say? Just says raises attack power and defense, so let me just look it up. It just says damage dealt by weapons and spells. So I think we can actually use that. And that's pretty cool. So let's try buffing with that before we go in and see how it affects the damage early. And we can buff with it again when the second phase starts. Still gotta drink this. There you go. Freezing pots. My freezing pot didn't come out. I hit the button. I think freezing pots might have an FP cost, if I remember right. And I might have dipped below that. So I might need to be more judicious about using Flame of the Redmanes, or perhaps not use it if I'm using the buff. But the damage I'm doing on my other attacks is a lot better. So it's pretty exciting. Come on, switch. The buff is a whopping 30 FP, so it ain't nothing. Went for the drink at the wrong time. I did Flame of the Redmanes on Reflex. Looking at the FP bar, I can get in one Flame of the Redmanes, and if I do a second Flame, I'll have to drink or I might be in lethal danger. So we're going to be doing just one Flame of the Redmanes throughout all of Phase 1 in that case. And for the rest of it, we're just using just regular L1 attacks. That's wrong. Don't do that. That doesn't cost FP. Just didn't come out for some reason. Phase 2. Drink, go to rallying standard while we're moving. That's actually waterfowl this time. No! Ah! The other 3 times, the first thing she did was the other jumping attack, and this time it's waterfowl dance. Mess it up. Turn on some lights real quick. There is another dodge method I had seen for waterfowl dance. I might try that out a bit. Friggin' stabs attack. Maybe I should go back to trying the bleeds thing. There's a lot of damage with that. There it is. I can breathe again. Phase 2. Okay. I was a little slow on the dodge. You have to wait until the last minute for that dodge, otherwise she auto-corrects and just catches your roll. And that's the biggest attack I need to learn for her second phase. If I can learn that attack, it's 1 or 2 hits every time I catch her out of it. That attempt was decent, though. There it is. Now, almost got through all of phase 1 without a waterfowl dance. Right. Little short. Okay, so she doesn't always do kicks. I was too close. Okay, that was good. That was my first first one getting that far. She didn't do any of her really fancy stuff. Whew. Still though, a lot of just successful hits on her second phase behaviors. Just poke, 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 consistent damage. She just wouldn't stop. I didn't have the right distance on her when she finally went for that slam. I mean, apparently I didn't have the right distance on her. It's because she used the same flippin' triple slash 4 times. Again? Come on. I don't know how I'm not getting far away enough. It used to be just strafing out of that no problem. I was too slow. My posture is a bit too close to the boss in some of these attacks I'm doing. I'm not ranging correctly. There's also a defensive buff on this Rallying Cry. Is interesting for, you know, people with defenses. I ran out of stamina and couldn't dodge. The Rallying Standard is the same buff type as the Golden Order Vow. The two of them do not stack. It is the Aura buff type. And I think those are like the only two friggin' Aura buffs around. Whoops. Dead? Yeah, I'm dead. I'm a little too hard. I should have known that was a no-go. So theoretically, I should also be employing a food buff, because that would also stack. And the food buff of choice would be Exalted Flesh. But I ran out of Arteria Leaves. Let me see if there's a farming location for Arteria Leaves, because I could easily add that to this, speed things up. Actually, maybe I couldn't, because Arteria Leaves buff physical damage, specifically, or Exalted Flesh does. Oh, I don't want to look on the wiki. People don't talk about, like, good farming areas on the Wikipedia. Ooh, that's tough. Okay. So they can be farmed as an enemy drop, but you can't really farm them just, like, hanging out anywhere, which is a bummer. In that case, I'm basically going to say we're out of them for this run, because I'm not going to huff around fighting a whole lot of things that aren't bosses I need to learn. Down. right kick is armored.
Blade of Nicola.
Bluff. No good. Come on, we can do better. Do so much better than this. I dodged late. For some reason, I was like almost expecting her to be courteous and just not do with that right there. I didn't. Dang it. It would be really wild if that's... Yeah, I actually had a solid chunk of health left. I wonder if that was some kind of lighter hitting hitbox. It'd be interesting if the buff from Rallying Cry is just good enough to let me survive a few really weird hits. I was certainly not expecting to be alive. Carrying the standard, I believe, is putting us back at medium dodge. Yeah, it is. That's wrong. At medium dodge, we don't survive the triple slash if we back roll it. At light dodge, at light roll, we are likelier to survive that attack if we roll it incorrectly. And I believe that's a distance thing. So I think light roll just gets us a little bit more distance. But we're not there now. But hey, damage is better. As long as we remember to activate the buff. There we go. Please just go to phase. Hey-ya! We can survive one of those, apparently, while Rallying Cry is up. It's not good, by any means. I mishandled a couple things. A few different attacks. I'm still getting intimidated by Phase 2, and I'm not handling it as calmly as I handle Phase 1. And that's really the divide here. It's the jitters. Phase 2. That's it. I didn't respond correctly. That was a good fight. Where did I go wrong? I took 2 attacks instead of 1 in a dangerous time. Alright. Hit a button at the wrong time. Let's see, do I really want to re-up the standard at that point? I think I do, because I'm not taking red main flame attacks in the second phase, or I'm not using red main flame attacks in the second phase. So I probably want to re-up the rallying standard if she uses the diving attack. I'm glad I properly dodged the diving attack. Makes me feel happy. It was almost late, but I got it there. Oh. That was like a weird behavioral choice for her. It was the standing slashes after the backstep that weirded me out. I would normally expect her to do the triple slash there. And I've been thrown off by that kind of behavior before. I dodged too early.
Blade of Nicola.
I got freaked out by the parry. Wonder, I'm actually going to try taking off the FP limiting hat. Is that that headpiece does actually trade a little bit of FP away in exchange for strength. You know, I'm not sure if the damage from Rallying Cry is actually offsetting the damage loss of carrying an extra weapon. Don't do that. That's obnoxious. Because it looks like I'm still doing... I'm doing about 750 on, like, a naked swing. Let's see. Because the Blue Dancer Charm really does want me to be wearing as little as possible. Okay, no, we had a 50 damage gain. On a standard, like, L1. I don't think 50 damage is worth going from a light roll to medium roll. On the margins I'm working with for this fight. Alright, I've only got 3 Frost Bombs left, which is only going to get me 1 more attempt. After that, I think I should probably call it, cook myself some dinner. It's either that or I'm eating leftovers. I have a lot of leftovers to go through. You know what? I'm not sick of the leftovers yet. I should probably keep working on them. I'll cook tomorrow. If I dodge anything other than backwards on that slash, I'm gonna eat it from the second slash. I didn't use the frost bomb, so we're still okay. Then again, the damage race component of this fight is real. The boss is not super healthy, and I'm trying to be able to kill her before she triggers Waterfowl Dance for a third time, because I can only possibly stop it twice per fight. Ah, dodge timing is wrong.
By the scarlet rot.
Okay, I need to do another freezing pot farm. Alright, we're gonna go back to the damage optimization. Sorry, put the hat back on. And we're going to start using... We're going to go back to using that Commander Salvard with the Rallying Cry. think that's all of them that are not underneath the bear. Oh, no, a couple more. Excuse me, I'm just taking your flowers. Well, basically, we've got every single one we can grab safely, and a few we can grab dangerously. That was pretty good. Is that an item up on this cliff? Huh. A 1-value golden rune. How worth the time in the late areas of the game. Hmm. Okay, and I grabbed a good, like, over 60. It's enough for 30 pots. 35, actually. All right, let's go. Oh. Oops. But yeah, it's about 50 or 60 more damage. It's about right. It's like 30 AR per weapon, I think I'm getting, give or take. Actually, might be way higher. Yeah, it's theoretically way higher. I don't know. AR calculations are weird. How to think of it, I've never actually checked this boss's resistances. I think she's hecka vulnerable to bleed. Oh no! Ooh, thought I died. There we go. Now I'm dead.
Blade of Mikala.
I had some nervous dodges. I had one mistaken dodge, which led to like a whole chain of nervous dodges. That's no good. So in terms of my better phase twos, I feel it's almost like, loosely, if Malenia is entertained enough, she doesn't want to use Waterfowl Dance. Stamina, please. There we go. Dang it! Ah!
Blade of Mikala.
Theoretically, when she does decide to just stand there, I can just get in another L1. But it's very difficult to play around, like, trying to react to the hit stun she's taking and the way she's responding to my hits. Again.
Blade of Nicola.
A lot of the times when I do 1-2, she dashes and I do a 3, she likes to do the big step back on that. I imagine there's probably like a position influence on the AI for this that is throwing me off. The messages were stopping me from switching weapons. Awesome. Phase 2. Oh, I wasn't far back enough.
By the scarlet heart.
She doesn't get any extra reach on that for phase 2. It's just the plume that happens afterwards that's bigger. So I think the fact that I was too close is kind of an anomaly. Oh, mistake. Yeah, sometimes it's that fast. Gotta hit confirm those. Let's just be chill. Let's be cool. Let's all be cool. I was probably out of range, but I wasn't sure. I think I've been misjudging range a lot. Missed a couple damage opportunities. That was pretty late. This phase 1's running very long. Okay, she's very likely to use Waterfowl Dance pretty early in this phase, because that was a very long phase 1. No, that's not it. Ah!
By the scarlet.
Same old mistake. She's got me trained, man. I was not having a smooth time going into phase 2 either. I was too close. So my thought about Malenia and Mikola is that they're both children born of incest or self-cest without a partner, because Radagon and Malika are actually the same person. And so this qualifies them as Empyreans because they're born fully of a god, but they're lacking. The other Empyrean we know of, Rani, is born of a god and mortal, being born of Renala and Radagon. Actually, I believe that's correct. I can't actually recall if Malenia and Mikola are children of Marika. They might also be children of Renala. Huh. Oh, dang it. It's too close. Yeah, overall, I mean, I think they may be cursed because, I think my suspicion is that where we are right now in the cycle, Marika has been a god, the goddess for too long. Yeah, I think that is correct. I think Marika has deteriorated by virtue of holding her position for too long. And that after a certain point, all sired from her will be flawed. Please no lag, game. Please stop lagging. Oh, interesting. I didn't hear about that. I mean, Malenia and Moog are each under the influence of another outer god. And I believe the reason Mikola has the title of the Unalloyed is in part because he is not under the influence of any kind of outer god. And I think among his siblings, maybe the only one with that stature, although I'm not sure if Rykard is affected by any kind of outer god. I also don't remember Rykard's parentage. Yeah. I'm confident that Rykard is born of Radagon because his name starts with an R, and that's part of the convention. Whatever the first letter of your name is indicating half of your parentage. Game just froze. I'll have to restart that. This freezing behavior that it does is so bizarre. I generally cannot get it to minimize, and so I have to like open another desktop window and then use Task Manager via the second desktop to close the program so I can relaunch it. Yeah, I think so. Morgoth and Moog, as we were discussing a bit earlier, are also cursed, but from the union of Godfrey and Marika. And I think that is Godfrey's problem, and I think that's the reason why he lost grace. And those two are pretty interesting, plot-wise. Effectively, it seems the Golden Order spited those who had the Omen Curse. Nevertheless, Margit the Fell Omen seems to be one of the greatest champions of the Golden Order. And after its fall, he seems intent on its correction and restoration, despite it spurning his very existence. Good fight so far. Messed it up. So the Dung Eater, I think, is also related to the Omen. It seems as though his armor is stylized after trimmed Omen horns as well, having that kind of barnacle-y looking effect. It's also said that the reason he is referred to as the Dung Eater is because, in essence, he is a crustacean, a bottom feeder, like stylistically. Oh, as for why Mikola is in an egg, I'm pretty sure, what's it called? I'm pretty sure Moog kidnapped him and stuffed him in a cocoon to try and transform him. I don't know if that cocoon is of Mikola's make or of Moog's make. And that's still kind of speculated. It's thought that more plot related to Mikola is either cut content or something that we'll get in the DLC. She is ducking me a lot, and it's stretching out this phase. There we go. I had to slow down too because once the phase stretches out, I have to be cautious of Waterfowl Dance again, which stretches out the phase even more. I could have punished that. One, two, three. Got that wrong, I guess. I think I can technically just run away from that attack at that range, and that's what I should have done. So it's clear that that Moog is trying to corrupt Mikola. He's trying to wean Mikola over to the influence of Moog's patron goddess, who I think is the Unseen, something like that. Okay. I hit the wrong button. Still got time for that. Pretty sure. I think it's the Unseen Mother. The Formless Mother, that's it. Malenia is the absolute queen of stepping out of things before you can punish her. It's so frustrating. You could do regular things and be like, now's when I punish her and do damage. She's like, nah, just try it again. Doesn't help when I miss windows like that, though. Uh-oh. Ah! I didn't pick up on which thing she was doing there. Yeah, so it's side, side, straight down, stab, other stab, she stabs. It's a 6-part attack. A little bit junky. So that time in the fight, I dodged her Scarlet Slams correctly. So next time, certainly, I'm going to think it's Scarlet Slam and get killed by Waterfowl Dance instead. Okay, pretty good first phase. Okay, that was Waterfowl Dance. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was if it was Waterfowl Dance. It's like the story of Phase 2. Yeah, I think Phase 1 I've gotten to a pretty good point. Like, I sometimes get killed for random mistakes in Phase 1, but I can get through it reliably enough. I know pretty much everything she can do in Phase 1, even the really weird stuff that she does very occasionally. Ah. That's a late dodge. Or, no, that was an early dodge. That needs to be a late dodge. I've definitely got some improvement on Phase 2 sitting down today. I think that my handling of Phase 2 right now, there are some of her special attacks in Phase 2 I have not gotten down. I've only successfully stopped her Waterfowl Dance in Phase 2 about twice before. I'm And I don't know if I've ever fully avoided phantoms. Ah!
Blade of Mikola.
The thing about Malenia is everything about learning her moves and all that stuff, and the test you're actually being put through here is determining the exact length of her flippin' ridiculous katana, basically at all times. The better you can just hover outside of her range, and like dart in and out, the better you'll do here. And it is monstrous huge. Yeah. Got me.
Blade of Mikola.
That what's it called? That like scraping metal sound she sometimes makes is also her like choking up, or like it's her adjusting her grip on the blade. That's why she does it before the triple slash, so she can like attack faster, and then shuts it back off at the end so she can have a bigger range again. Which is stylistically very cool, but in practice pretty obnoxious. Dang it.
Blade of Mikola.
I find her triple slash to be a hugely frustrating attack. It's very easy to get wrong. But really, the big issue with that attack and her other attacks is for every attack that has some kind of specific dodge pattern you need to do, that she has another attack that requires you to do the opposite thing. So there's a like a thing in Dark Souls. I could call it a tactic or a principle or something like that. You find the various boss attacks, and you want to generalize boss attacks and sort them into your response behaviors. So the boss can do these 4 things, and I respond to all 4 of those things in about the same way. And you do that unconsciously as you learn the boss sometimes, but you can also like think about it and do it consciously after you've been playing the game for a friggin' long time. And the reason why Malenia is so difficult is because almost none of her behaviors have general responses. Or rather, she has a lot of behaviors that require specific responses. And the specific response is sometimes strange, because sometimes the specific response is attack, and that's unusual. was in range. Dang it.
Blade of
That's been happening to me a lot today. I think... So I have a guess as to why that's happening. I think when I was dodging this before, I might have been unconsciously moving backwards and to the right, which might have been getting me just out of the horizontal ending of her hitbox. I'm not certain about that, though. It might just be that previously I was safer about dodging it, and maybe I've switched to a more dangerous behavior about it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I still get the same punish window even if I dodge, so I should be dodging. No, it's not quite enough, actually. I was thinking of a different attack. Not to mention she has an attack where my response is use item. That's pretty different. They're also generally not very telegraph behaviors. Ah! That does not keep me in range. She's pretty light on set combos because she can pretty fluidly go from one thing into another. So you don't have a lot of circumstances where you know exactly what she's going to do next. It's basically any attack that puts her up in the air does have her locked into an animation where she's going to do a specific thing on the way back down. But Malekith, for instance, has a lot of locked-in behaviors where he starts doing a combo, and you can understand how that combo is going to turn out with maybe only 2 variations. Malekith only ends combos early based on your positioning. Malenia does whatever she wants, whenever she wants to, all the time. It's like, you know what would make this combo dandy if I took a half step back and did something completely different? And I think some of that is in response to player movement, but I have no idea how much. Even at this point of fighting the boss. Like, she's got a lot of behaviors where my answer is strafe backwards, but when she steps away, I need to be walking forwards. I almost never run during the fight, which I think is my problem. Like, running is certainly an effective option, but I don't know the places to use it. There are certain attacks that specifically have to be back dodged, back rolled, and specific ones that have to be forward rolled. And she's got really nasty variable timings. I think the boss I've compared her to the most is Lady Maria of the Clock Tower from Bloodborne. And she does feel a lot like that fight. She's got a few mechanics that are specifically way nastier, and it's worth noting that she's a more damaging boss. She's a more damaging boss. She gets to heal herself. She's got more armored attacks, but her hitboxes are actually fairer than Lady Maria. They're easier to understand. Now, that's specifically with reference to Lady Maria's second and third phase hitboxes, which are completely friggin' ridiculous. The first phase hitboxes for Lady Maria are pretty fine. Is that a very early one? Ah. I think the triple slash is what's gotten me for like the last three fights, I feel like. No, there was one of them where she just got me with a regular attack. Alright, I've got, I think, a little bit more focus left to burn, and that's gonna be it. There we go. Think I can drink on that? Did I have enough room to run away? Not quite. The timing on that attack is just really weird. I got hit by a kick, but I didn't die. So that was interesting. I'm presuming that's because of the rallying cry. So during the rallying cry's influence, I can sometimes survive an attack. I don't know why I don't always. Probably like counter hit rules. I was not confident about my spacing. Low stamina. That was really dicey. Here we go. Dang it. Yeah, the ordinary landing gets a follow-up like that. She can either do the triple slash follow-up or a stabbing follow-up, but importantly, she doesn't click her arm before doing either one. So it has a different telegraph from the usual triple slash. I haven't really seen it enough to get the muscle memory. Speaking of like seeing attacks and muscle memory, I was watching a clip the other day of somebody doing the like absolutely hardest challenge in Hollow Knight, and that was a friggin' spectacle. It's a boss rush where you are fighting every boss in the game, but they all have extra mechanics, and he's doing it with no charms, no upgrades to his weapons, without taking a hit the entire time. I think it was about like 20 minutes of highly skillful, hitless fighting, with the character having like the minimum access to damage you can really set up. Phase 2. That's waterfowl, dang it. I thought I had more time. I'm really not getting a good feel of when she's going to be using waterfowl dance, because I really thought that was going to be another Scarlet Slam. That was rude. That's a very difficult setup for me to deal with. Just a half step back, denying me a punish I expected to have, so that she can do a super fast basic slash. That's really, really tough. think when you're trying to learn this fight, you can have something like that happen to you, and it looks like the boss has done something really basic and you just suddenly die. You're like, am I an idiot? Do I not understand anything? And you have to, once you've done it for a really long time, you can understand that it's actually a very particular, fairly rare interaction that the boss is presenting you that is distinctly nastier than the rest of what she's doing. Because on that backstep, she can do a dozen other things, about 4, if I'm thinking straight. All of the rest of the things she can do off that backstep have at least a little bit of a delay, and if you back roll half of those, you'll die. But if she backsteps to plain slash and you happen to be close enough for that to hit, that's on me. I was standing too close. The range of your own weapons is also important for this fight. Yep. I think theoretically, like double weapon seppuku. I don't know if you can do seppuku with claws. Actually, I think it's only for swords. I think it's strict about that. I don't remember. That might be a pretty good setup here. Like if you can do it on a dual-edged sword. Not really going to give you a range advantage, which I would love to have. But I can't get this kind of damage with a longer range weapon. That was an unnecessary dodge, but it's okay. Very low stamina here. That was no waterfowl in all of phase 1. Oh, running straight away is not good enough for that? I thought running straight away would cause the first 2 attacks at least to miss. Might need to rewatch some demonstrations on that. I'm not sure if it's that I need to respond sooner or if I need to be ranged out a bit further back. It's probably respond sooner. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here and give it a break for now. I'm not sure if I'll be back at this Wednesday, Friday, whenever else. I'm expecting a very busy week this week. I have a lot of things to get done in the office, so I'll be driving in more. It's likely to leave me a bit tired. So we'll see how it goes. I'm looking around to see about picking up something else, because I'm not sure how much further I want to go on Inscription Casey's mod. So I'm open to suggestions. I'm looking across other things. I would like something that's just chill, like kind of a walking simulator or an exploration type game that I can groove on for Wednesday. But I mean, I've already played some really strong candidates in that kind of category. Might be on board for a new roguelite too. I know there's a few around that I haven't picked up yet. I know I've seen Undermine running around. Some other things. Also, still been thinking about possibly booting up more Oxygen Not Included and learning that game a bit more. There's a lot more left to explore there, but it's very fiddly and very time consuming to get further there. So we'll see how that goes. Anywho, thank you all very much. This has been Jupiter Exile. I hope we wander again soon. Have a good night.